guys, welcome back to another episode by Burnwell. Today vlog 56, so if you have not seen where I have been for the past 3 weeks, or now pretty much 4 weeks, but I did post a video this past Monday, the new Universal Yums unboxing, but if you have not seen that video, please definitely go watch that, not only because it's my first video in 3 weeks, but also it's a new unboxing, and also that, to save time on this video, I did all the announcements of what's been going on and what all the problems were and everything, were on that video. So if you want to know what was going on, definitely check out that video. But I am back now, and back ready to go. So just getting right onto this day vlog, I'm going to be talking a little bit faster, because it's already probably going to be over an hour, because I have a lot to do, because I haven't done, like, life update for a couple months now. First I'm going to start with my review of The Tick Season B, and then my review for Jessica Jones Season 2, so here we go. The Tick Season 1B is, of course, just the second half of Season 1 that I did a review on back when that was released back in August 2017. So in this review, I am basically just going to get right into it. So if you want the first half, the link to that day vlog is down in this description, or down in the description of this video. So basically, Episode 7 starts off with Arthur still trapped in the Terror's dungeon, where he meets a scientist that accidentally shrunk himself in a failed experiment named Dr. Karamazov. And throughout these last 6 episodes of Season 1, Dot and Overkill are pretty much always together and are pretty much partners now, and he trains her with a gun after the Tick and them find Arthur. But how he gets out is Miss Lint goes to him and gives him the keys to get out, and it makes it seem like she is good now, but she is only for right then. But once they all get back together, Arthur gets his suit back and everything is back to in business, as the very large man is still walking toward the city. So, back at Arthur's apartment, Tinfoil Kevin makes Dr. Karamazov a suit because now his head is regular size, but his body is still small. And they make a base and a robot head, as Tick is contemplating his existence as being a robot. And then some spies come for Arthur and Tick at a diner. Of course, Tick gets along with what he believes to be a fellow robot, but eventually they must battle with the trench coat robot, eventually getting killed by the Tick. So then he later realizes that he isn't a robot, and now Superion has to head back from helping out the military with the VLM because he is starting to die, and only Dr. Karamazov can help him. And after a while of helping Arthur and the Tick understand his device to explode by the VLM's head to make him small again, Dr. Karamazov continues helping Superion right as the Terror and Miss Lint catch on to their plan. And Dot and Overkill train it, and Tick, Arthur, and his stepdad, Walter, go to one of the remaining members of the Flag 5's book signing event. It is a patriotic dog named Onward. A little recap on the Flag 5. Basically, they were a superhero team that operated 15 years ago that consisted of Christian Soldier and his sidekick Pios Pooch, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Pios Pooch, Onward, Mighty Atlas, Sedona, Shooting Star, Uncle Samson, and his sidekick Straight Shooter. But when they crashed their ship and the Terror came, killing young Arthur's father, he also killed most of the team and crushing Straight Shooter's hands. But in these episodes, Dot realizes that Overkill is actually Straight Shooter, since he has 2 robot hands and robot eyes, and he is so good with weaponry. So eventually, backstage at the book signing, Onward and Overkill get in a fight, but they later decide to help each other out. So then Dot and Overkill go to confront Miss Lint, while Tick and Arthur go to fix the VLM. Miss Lint ends up shocking Overkill, so he practically dies, and Dot escapes after hiding out. And then at her makeshift hospital place, she gets Overkill back up and going. And back at the field, Arthur has the bomb and is flying around the VLM, while Tick uses his super Tick jumping powers, and the Terror hacks into the bomb, getting it to explode early, but it doesn't, because Arthur has already successfully triggered it, but it makes him go flying to the ground, and the VLM shrinks back to regular size, and he doesn't get any consequences because a little bit earlier, it is revealed that he got kidnapped and got grown, plus he never caused any damage. And then they head back to the city because the Terror is coming in his giant capital T ship that just burst out of the sign of the company that he founded that got stolen from him. Tick jumps onto the ship and starts ripping it apart, and so Miss Lint ditches the Terror by getting in an escape pod and flying away, which was a little lowercase t that popped out of the uppercase T, which was great. And so as of right now, that is the last we see of her. And then the ship crash lands and the Terror's henchmen come out and Arthur battles one of them, and all of a sudden Walter goes full on Bruce Lee martial arts and takes out tons of them, and Arthur sees none of it. But then Arthur goes over to the Terror coming out of his ship, and Tick finds them just as the Terror has a blaster to Arthur's forehead, and after arguing, ice flies out of the sky, freezing the Terror, and they look up to see Superior using his freeze breath, and then the Terror gets taken into custody, leaving the main villains out of the series so far at an okay state. With Miss Lind, who knows where, Ramses IV dead, the Terror frozen and in custody, and a threat but not a villain, the VLM back to normal size with his normal life. Then Tick and Arthur find Onward in a park and talk to him, where he ends by warning them, by him warning them that someone named Big Brother is coming, and then pans up to an awesome drone with Big Brother's logo on it, spying on the three, and then it flies away with tons of others just like it. So he will probably be the main the main villain for Season 2. So overall, my pros and cons with this show are still pretty much the same. This show is still a show that I originally started watching because of how stupid it looked, so I could just do a review on it for the fun of it, but then I ended up actually liking it quite a bit. This time there wasn't any dust particles or whatever it was floating in front of the lens. All of the big characters are just as good as the first 6 episodes, but all of the smaller characters, like Tinfoil Kevin, Walter, Dot, Danger Boat, etc., massively improved. And overall, these 6 episodes were even better than Season 1A, in my opinion. And I also loved when the Terror was playing his drum set like he is all of the time on the first episode episode 7 anyway. And one of his friends come out and throws a cymbal at him and yells faster, and then he looks at him sternly while leaning forward a little bit, which was obviously a reference to one of my most favorite films of all time, Whiplash. And for how small this show still is, the CGI is actually pretty darn good, and even how it looks when Onward is talking. So overall, the Tick full season 1 was a lot better than I was expecting. I would still say that if you're already an Amazon Prime member or are planning to become one anyway, I would recommend watching it, but don't start a membership if you're doing it for the sole purpose of watching this. So that is my review for the Tick Season 1B. So now on to the bigger review, since I was just 6 episodes right there. This is Jessica Jones Season 2, which is 13 hours, 13 episodes, so 1 hour each. So I'm just going to get right into this one. So Jessica Jones Season 2 is the newest addition to the Netflix Marvel shows. It carries on Jessica's solo story, including more development on supporting characters, and it starts adapting some more comic book lines. Of course, after the Defender Season 1, Jessica and her partner Malcolm have started taking more action with alias investigations, and they start interviewing more people, including a man that says people are chasing him and that he can go super fast. And Jessica starts having visions of a meat-faced man, and it turns out later on that the man can actually go super fast, and his name is Robert Coleman, aka Whizzer. But then, as Jessica is chasing him, scaffolding falls and he gets killed. And so a new neighbor named Oscar Aracho starts getting concerned after seeing that and Jessica lifting a fridge for him earlier. So he starts hating her for the safety of his son, who really likes Jessica. And he is also the landlord, so he sends her an eviction notice, and so Jessica sends Malcolm to help her. And eventually, in Jessica's apartment, Oscar's son is asking Jessica superhero questions, and then climbs out the window and falls. But Jessica saves him right as Oscar and his divorced wife walks in. And now they really hate her. But then Oscar comes back later on and says that his son told him what really happened, and so they become good friends. And in Oscar's apartment, his son shows Jessica his action figure of Captain America and says that he had to make a new shield for him, and then asks if she knows him, connecting these shows to the MCU even more. And over the season, Oscar and Jessica form a nice relationship, and he is now a pretty big character that will be great in the future. So anyway, Trish and Jessica in this season test their friendship a lot more, and Trish keeps on using Malcolm even more, and eventually kidnapping him during her fall. Because she gets this super inhaler thing that makes her faster, stronger, etc., and she gets addicted. So she does this huge rant on Trish Talk and gets attention from a huge news place, but her inhaler runs out that night, so she struggles and fails the next day, and she starts taking Jessica's battles into her own hands. So for the main plotline of the season, a woman that Trish was going to meet up with ends up battling them and is twice as powerful as Jessica, and that links them to another homeless woman that they take in and make the returning character of Jerry Hogarth take care of her. And she is of course has been a big character throughout most of these shows so far. But in this season, there's a long silent scene of her at the doctor's, and then a few episodes later, we find out that she has been diagnosed with ALS. And so her company keeps on trying to get her out of her firm, and she starts throwing her life away. One night she hooks up with a few prostitutes and does cocaine and drinks a lot, but then she snaps back into it and later gets into a somewhat relationship with the homeless woman, who is at first very snotty and gets better later but steals stuff from Jerry and pawns it. So overall, Jerry Hogarth has a big character shift in this season for sure. And the mysterious woman has been killing people, and Jessica has been getting framed for it, and so everyone is in a pretty bad place. And at an aquarium, Jessica spies on the woman, and she is with a man, and once she spots her, she punches the glass, sending everyone running while the aquarium breaks. And after going through footage from a nearby shop, Jessica tracks the woman and man down at a house that the woman has been living at. And in one episode, she was playing the piano when a neighbor came by to sit and listen to calm her baby from crying, but it started crying again. So the woman started hitting the piano, and they left, and then she demolishes the piano. But then Jessica gets trapped in the basement, where the man actually controls the woman and tricks her into thinking that they're married. His name is Dr. Carl Malice, and a huge reveal the next episode is that the woman is Alyssa Jones. That's right, the woman is Jessica's mom. It turns out the crash that Jessica's family was in didn't just leave her alive. It turns out a company called IGH took in Jessica and fixed her and gave her her superpowers, and Dr. Malice did the same thing to her mom. And that meat-faced man was actually her mom, because she was fully burnt but got a new face, and if she takes her wig off, the back of her head looks like the back of the meat-faced man's head. So anyway, Trish and Malcolm are concerned about Jessica, and they are also still dealing with Jessica's new business rival, Price Chang. And Dr. Malice escapes, and so Jessica and Alyssa have to figure it out, and that is where we get a whole flashback episode. In it, we see Trish as a pop star that is making her rude mother proud by being rich, and Jessica gets ditched by her, and so she hooks up with the bartender who buys her signature leather jacket, which is cool to see. And they seem like they're going to be together forever, moving in together and everything. Just as Alyssa bashes the guy's head into a wall in an alley, just because someone told her that he was supposedly bad news, even though he wasn't. And then she watches from above as Jessica finds him, and then it cuts back to current day. Alyssa asks if Jessica forgives her, and Jessica replies no, and then they fight. But later they have to escape through the secret bookshelf door, and Jessica reluctantly takes Alyssa with her. But they did end up having some nice bonding moments in the room, and once they get out back into New York City, Alyssa becomes a very likable character, as she gains a sense of comedy and becomes an actual mom character to Jessica, and gets mad at a taxi driver for texting and staying at Jessica's place, even though she has to get handcuffed to the bed for her night terrors, that she breaks almost every bed she sleeps in from. But then Price snipes at them from a different building, and that triggers Alyssa's anger, and so she goes after him while Jessica tries to stop her. Eventually the two meet, and Price gets knocked out, and the two keep him under Alyssa's unconscious serum stuff in Jessica's bathtub, until eventually Alyssa gets captured by the police and put into a jail. Meanwhile, the homeless woman tells Jerry about a man in prison that can heal people, so she goes and bails him out, and he reluctantly heals her. But a few episodes later, it is revealed that he was just fakes, and so Jerry may not last that much longer in these shows. She later drops off the homeless woman to shoot a man, and that is the last we see of the homeless woman. And eventually, secretly, Trish meets up with Dr. Malice because she has been jealous of Jessica. So she makes him give her powers too, but right as the big rectangle, hundreds of needles, serum inserting things start inserting her back, Jessica finds them and stops it, and as she drags Trish away, Dr. Malice agrees with Jessica that he is a monster and that has only damaged Earth, and he blows up the whole building. And meanwhile, in prison, Alyssa has been chained to a bed with power-stealing cuffs while a guard rips up pictures and tasers her with a shock baton. And Jessica gets a hint at it and investigates the guy's house and finds a few prisoner number tags and a mounted elk head. He finds her and the two battle, but Jessica ends up killing him, which he is terrified of doing nowadays, and writes a fake suicide note and places the tags next to it saying, "I can only take one more life, my own." So he's been murdering inmates. So And in jail, Alyssa sees the news about Dr. Malice's death, and she starts freaking out, so a woman guard comes into her cell, and then she goes on a rampage, then breaks out of the prison. So with Trish in the hospital healing, her mom trying to wake her up so she can keep her fame, and Jessica and her mom now on the run, everything is going south. And along with that, Jessica has been being a heavy alcoholic like always. But she now also has Kilgrave returning as a mind trick that tells Jessica what to do, insults her, and even makes her accidentally attack innocent people. And of course, it was very nice to see easily one of the most terrifying MCU villains return, kind of. And a little before that, Alyssa tackled a cop out of the window multiple stories up in Trish's hospital room, and it appears that both of them are dead, so they move Trish down to the morgue, where no one will bug her, and Alyssa actually escaped, which is where her and Jessica run away. Then on one episode, they find a family in a horrible RV crash, and of course the two save the family so they don't end up like the Joneses family did. And that scene was cool, seeing the mother and daughter saving people together. And then they keep on moving until it gets to night, and Alyssa drives Jessica to the place that she was talking about earlier during one of the bonding scenes, Funland. Alyssa goes on the Ferris wheel after turning it on, and so Jessica reluctantly gets on too, and the two end up bonding even more in a nice final scene before a bullet flies through Alyssa's head. She looks down and sees Trish with a pistol, or Jessica looks down and sees Trish with a pistol. She jumps all the way down when they're like all the way at the top and punches Trish, making her go flying, and she runs away, and then the cops find Jessica crying over her mother a little bit later. It then ends with Malcolm getting a haircut and a nice fancy suit, a way different look for him, and he joins Price's business since Jessica has been treating him badly. And Trish comes to apologize to Jessica, but she denies her and says that she didn't have to be the one to kill Alyssa. And then outside the elevator, Trish drops her phone and catches it with her foot, so they are definitely setting her Hellcat storyline up from the comics with the superpower inhaler thing and all. So anyway, my pros of Jessica Jones Season 2 are the even further amounts of character development, but also the character of Alyssa, because at first I thought she was going to be some boring generic villain, but she ended up being terrifying while very lovable at the same time. I also loved all the references to the MCU, like the Captain America action figure, and also sending Alyssa to the Raft is mentioned multiple times, which is a prison that Captain America's team got sent to at the end of Captain America Civil War. And I like Trish's fiancé plotline. But for my cons, first off, like always, the 13-hour-long episode, or the 13-hour-long episodes per season still is not doing it for me. The Punisher did it pretty well, but it is just too long. I think that they should either make each episode about half an hour long instead of an hour, or do what the Defenders did with its 8-hour-long episodes. But also the plotline with Trish going at the director guy who did some sort of sexual harassment to Trish back when she was a child actor in one of his movies, I felt was useless. It was just another way to use Malcolm's character for others' secret work, and it seems like it was just added for more current social issue relevancy. And also how the Defenders was pretty much never even mentioned because for the Punisher Season 1 it made sense because he had pretty much nothing to do with all that. But Jessica Jones played a huge part, of course. I mean, they were involved, or she was involved in the Rand Tower collapsing in New York City, and they just move on. And lastly, how there was never really a clear villain at all, and never really gave us anything to root against. But anyway, the season 1 was okay. I liked it better than the Iron Fist Season 1, but not more than the Defenders Season 1 and the Punisher Season 1, at least out of the Marvel Netflix stuff I've seen so far. So if you watch all of the seasons of each series, then of course watch this season. But if not, you can if you want to, if you have some time to burn, but it wasn't amazing, just good. So yeah, so that is it for both my reviews. Next day vlog, I believe I'm only going to have one because Luke Cage Season 2 doesn't come out for a couple more months, I believe. I believe it's come out in May or something like that. But I'll be watching that in pretty much every Netflix Marvel show from now on until they make their separate Marvel Netflix type thing, whatever it's going to be. But yeah, so next one, I believe my only review on the next day vlog is going to be Ready Player One, so look out for that, and now on to the next thing. Okay, so next up is, of course, my huge DVD or movie collection update, since I haven't made an life update day vlog for quite a while now. Pretty darn big with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 titles, which is Thor Ragnarok, Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital HD Target exclusive Digipack, John Wick DVD plus digital HD, John Wick Chapter 2 Blu-ray DVD plus digital HD, The Disaster Artist DVD, Justice League Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital HD, Lego Ninjago Skybound Season 6 DVD, Lego Ninjago Day of the Departed DVD, and Lego Ninjago Hands of Time Season 7 DVD. So just real quick, of course, there's all of those. Got that one a while ago, and I know some of these have been out for quite a while now. I know I've just now gotten around to getting them. But then the other one is right there, because of course that's about the making of the room, so I put it right next to the room, right there. And then Thor Ragnarok right there, that's now honestly my most favorite physical media release that I own, and I will show you why in a second. And I even like it better than both my steelbooks right there for Django Unchained and Straight Outta Compton. And then John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2 are right there, and then Justice League right there. I believe that's all. I might have forgot one, but yes, let's get on to showing them real quick. Keep this day vlog short. Okay, so I'm probably cutting myself a little bit off screen, but that doesn't really matter. So here is the first one, Lego Ninjago Skybound Season 6, which of course just carries on right after Possession Season. And this one is main focused on Jay. So yeah, so that is the front cover with Nauticon, his old team of pirates. And then on the back you get 10 episodes, which I'm not going to read all of them just to save time. But yeah, and then the usual back stuff right there. And this one we actually watched in one day. I've only done that with a few seasons, but me and my little brother just binge watched this. And then usually there's just the same disc art on both discs, which is the same thing with this one. But yeah, we just watched like the first 5 episodes. Took a while break, and then watched the second half. And then I also got this one. This is Lego Ninjago Day of the Departed, which isn't a season. It's actually just like a 44-minute special, which is about as long as 2 episodes, because the regular episodes are about 22 minutes, so just a little bit shorter than 2 episodes. Yeah, so... Or, actually, yeah, it is pretty much exactly as long as 2 episodes. So yeah, so definitely really love the cover. It's definitely one of my most favorite covers out of all the Ninjago physical releases so far. But yeah, so this one's main focus is, of course, on Cole becoming not a ghost anymore. And you got, like, all the main, like, generals of all the armies that they've ever fought and coming back as ghost forms. You got General, I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, and then you got Chen right there, one of the skeleton warriors, and then you got Master Yan right there, and then Sensei and 3 of the ninjas right there, and then Cole with his cool new orange Quake arms, and then on the back you got General Cryptor and the White Pythor, and of course, since this one is only one, it is just one disc. There, and it also, I don't know why they do this, but they release like some special editions, but this is the first one that's not just like a special edition, it's just a special episode, but they still did this thing that they do with some, and they includes 6 random episodes. They don't even really connect to this in any way. They're just 6 random episodes from throughout the series. There's like a couple from season 1, a couple from season 2, and then like a couple from season 6. So I don't really know why they do that, but okay. So then the last one I got here is the latest one to come to physical media, which is Lego Ninjago Hands of Time Season 7, which this is definitely one of my most favorite seasons. My favorite season is still Season 2, but this is definitely up there, because the Time Twins are very likable villains, and also how they set up, the main one, can't remember his name right now, but how they set him up in Day of the Departed as like the museum runner, and also the Iron Doom with the time blade things and everything is very cool. And one of the little, and like the little snakes, how they come together to form everything. And again, you get 10 episodes. This is like the first season to really end like on a cliffhanger, because like with the Time Twins, Sensei Wu, all of them, everything finally gets back to normal and in regular time, but then Sensei Wu drops in the portal with the Time Twins, and then they just say, "Where is Wu?" and then it ends. But yeah, a lot going on here. You can see the ninjas in the background fighting other people, and then of course this one's centered on Kai and Nia, because you actually, their parents have actually finally been seen not in flashback sequences, so you actually get to see them, and they're pretty much part of the team now, so that's really awesome. So now let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so yeah, so of course here is now the Disaster Artist, and of course a few day vlogs ago I showed that I got The Room a while ago, and yeah, so one of the worst movies ever made, definitely like the best worst movie ever made, and I will talk about that I have seen. There's like 3 best worst movies ever made, and one of them is The Room, one is Plan 9 from Outer Space, and probably the oldest one. Yeah, the oldest one out of the three, and then the last one is Troll 2. So I just need to see Troll 2, and I've seen like the three most best worst movies of all time. But of course, this is one that was on the about the making, and if you remember from a while ago, I was going to go see it in theaters and do a review on it, but of course it didn't come to my theaters, kind of like Isle of Dogs was. I was going to do a review on that probably in this day vlog or the next one, but it is not coming to our theaters, like I said at the end of the review on, I believe, the last day vlog, whatever that was. But I said in select theaters, so probably not ours, and yeah, it's not. So instead, I'm gonna go see Ready Player One. So look out for that review on my next day vlog. But yeah, so The Disaster Artist, just got it on DVD. I was going to get it on Blu-ray, but then all of a sudden at the last second got a lot cheaper on DVD. So yeah, so it actually came with a slipcover, pretty darn nice slipcover, and they got the same font as The Room and everything. And definitely probably one of my favorite performances by James Franco and Dave Franco. And Seth Rogen, it just seems like he's actually, like, I liked him on, like, Donnie Darko, but it seems like he's actually, like, really trying. And this is just star-packed. It's got Josh Hutcherson, Alison Brie. It's got a lot of people in it. Zac Efron. But yeah, just under the slipcover, just the same thing, of course. And then you got the little hi doggy scene on the bottom. And then no disc art, just The Disaster Artist. So that is pretty much it for that. But I watched that with my parents, just like I did with The Room. This one was very awkward, but of course it was. This movie was actually very good. This one was very good in a bad way. So yeah, so go put that back, and we will move on to the next thing. Okay, so next up is both Keanu Reeves, both John Wick movies. So I've heard that they're pretty darn good, and I actually like them quite a bit. I would say I like them pretty much exactly the same, because I really love the grit of this one, like how they like set up like his dog and everything. You like really love him, and then they just kill him, and then it just really instantly makes you hate the villains so much. But also just the visual effects on both of them were actually very good. There's like this one room that he was on Chapter 2, and it looked like a scene out of Doctor Strange or something. So yeah, so this one, it was like $7, but yeah, DVD plus digital. And then there's the back right there with the purple, red John Wick colors and his classic little Mustang he's always driving around, and then some disc art right there with the little clicky disc release thing as the barrel of his pistol. So yeah, so that is Chapter 1, or just John Wick. And then Chapter 2, I mainly got these because I've been wanting to see them for a while, but also this one is actually currently on sale a while ago, back when I got these, because a lot of the stuff in this day vlog, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but a lot of the stuff in this day vlog, you guys have to know, it might have been from months ago, because of course with all the stuff that I talked about on the last video, the unboxing, I haven't been able to update you guys on my life. So a lot of these like movies, when I do my movie poster update and everything, and like these movies, some of them I like watched those movies on my movie poster wall. Some of those I watched a long time ago now, like almost a month or like 2 months ago now, and some of these, like, I bought these two almost like a month or so ago now. But yeah, really love the slipcover. Definitely one of my more favorites that I have. Of course, Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD, and it's got that really shiny right there in Keanu Reeves, John Wick Chapter 2. And then the back is just as awesome with, sadly, his smashed Mustang. But they are making a Chapter 3 next year, I believe. And on this one, he sent it in to get fixed with his mechanic friend, so he'll probably return on that one. You know, probably have like gadgets or something, like some sort of Bond car. But yeah, and then both discs, again, have disc art. I don't like them as much as the other one because they don't really incorporate the disc into any of the art like Baby Driver, John Wick Chapter 1 did, or all those, but still pretty cool. So yeah, so then next up is Justice League right here. You guys know this movie wasn't amazing, but out of the DCU, it's probably my favorite. I did say I liked Wonder Woman a little bit better, but I would say this one just passed a little bit more. My parents actually liked it the best out of the DCU. Of course, it's still not an amazing movie. It's just good, I guess. But yeah, so another thing with like the CGIing the mustache off of Henry Cavill, on the front it looks good, but on the back, I don't know if you guys can notice it, but all their pictures look HD and everything. If you look at Henry Cavill, he looks like blurry a little bit, and I don't know, it's like not a good picture or something. But yeah, so the back pretty basic, but pretty cool. But the front I really like. It's really glossy, and I actually really like the slipcover. Of course, you got the DC stamp and Blu-ray, DVD, and digital HD. spine right there, and then slipping that off. It's just the exact same, like pretty much always. And you do have disc art, not too exciting, but you got like one of the mother box kind of looks right there for, I believe, yeah, the DVD, and then the Blu-ray is the JL for Justice League. So yeah, so now moving on to, I believe, the last title that I got. So yeah, so I'll go get that real quick. Okay, so I saved the best for last, of course, like I was talking about, Thor Ragnarok. So you can see, I was just going to get the DVD one, but once I saw this, I was just like, wow, the disc art is so much better, because the other one is just like kind of the boring poster of Thor just kind of like standing there like that, and then the green background. But this one is just like on every side. Like when I opened this, I was just amazed, and then I just kept on going through it, and it just very fastly became my new favorite release of all time. So you can see the whole thing is just one big slip cover. It's about as thick as two Blu-rays, I would say. But yeah, so the front, of course, the pictures I will show right now. You can see that it did have the J card and everything on it, but before I took it all off and everything. Yeah, so now without it, this is what it looks like. So that is the front. You got all the names for the main actors and actresses up there. And then you got Marvel Studios Thor Ragnarok with a few of the ships. You got a Quinjet and the little ship that they stole from Sakaar and Thor right there, so really love that. And then the spine is the same on both sides, just Thor Ragnarok right there, and then Blu-ray. And then on the back you got like all the heroes, and then the anti-heroes, and then the main villain, Hello right there. So on that, and then once you slide the slipcover off, that is just the slipcover. Then there's even more amazing art. The spine on here is just green, but that doesn't really matter, of course. So then, like this one, you got Thor. This one is like the Hulk poster, so then you got like the same thing, but with Hulk and without the ships. Or, no, I guess... Oh yeah, I guess you can actually see a few of the little undead undead Asgardian guard people. And then the same two ships are actually on there, but they're just, you can see them a little better. But yeah, so Hulk right there. And then on the back, you pretty much have that same poster, but it's like even better in my opinion. I don't know, I just kind of like that one better. But yeah, so that is that, and this is a digipack, not a digibook, because usually digibooks, it's like a book, and then the disc is like in the book, but this one is just a pack, and then you have the book is separately. So then you open it up, and you have this awesome shot of like some of my favorite colors, like lime green and cyan and everything. And then you just have Hulk and Thor jumping at each other in the little Sakaar gladiator battle, and then right here in this little pack, this little envelope type slot, you have the Marvel Studios Thor Ragnarok, a gallery book, which is a little 40-page booklet of behind-the-scenes stuff and concept art, which if you don't have the set and you want to see it for yourself, I would skip ahead about a minute from now, because I'm going to have a little, like, 20-second video or so. It's not like a minute, but like a 20-second video, just going over the book real quick. I'm not going to, like, go over it. It's just going to be, like, a little slideshow of each page. But, yeah, so that is the back right there. Definitely very menacing little hella shot. So I will include that little video clip of the book right now. Okay, so yeah, so that is the book. So then opening it all the way up, this one lastly folds open like that, and then you have this nice plastic stuff, and it's almost like the inside of a lot of steel books, where you actually have like the nice plastic, and then you have some art. It's not too amazing art, but like that poster I was talking about with Thor standing in front of that green background, it's like that poster but without Thor. So it's like the green background but without Thor, of course. So taking out both the discs, of course no disc art. So that kind of sucks, but this release definitely makes up for it, in my opinion. So let me just take these out in an easier way, not facing that way. Yeah, so once you take both of those out, DVD and Blu-ray, then you have that background there, just without Thor, but definitely a cool little addition. So I'm going to pack all this back up, but that is it for that, and then there's just really nice like cardstock material for the rest of it. But yeah, so I'm going to pack that up real quick, put it back, and we'll move on to the next thing. So that is my updated movie collection. Definitely a pretty darn big one, but a pretty darn awesome one. So yeah, moving on. So yeah, so also the new addition to the camera equipment family. I didn't even know we were getting it, but we ended up getting an action cam. Of course, it's not a GoPro. Those are quite overpriced in my opinion. Because we got a camera that's like not as good quality, but it's pretty much, I mean, it's 1080p and it's honestly pretty darn good quality, which you saw at the beginning of this video with that footage of us on our easy rollers in the bathtub and everything, because of course with the case and everything, and it came with a ton of extra attachments, but it's by Victure. It's mine and my little brother's, but just for safekeeping, I keep it right here. Of course, it's not in here right now. My little brother is using it currently, so he has it upstairs, and then of course this camera that I'm using right now goes right there. But yeah, so usually it goes right there, but all of the attachments, of course it came with a ton, which you will see in the picture right now. So yeah, so you can just see the insane amount of attachments and everything that came with, so definitely pretty much all we're ever going to need. Came with 2 batteries and everything. So yeah, but these are all the attachments. That's where I put them in my little, all the other equipment right there, and then of course the little mic sitting up here. Yeah, so, and those are airsoft guns, don't get all triggered. I didn't want to just be like, why do you got 911s in your drawers? Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I was going to do a bigger video, but since YouTube, since my computer, completely gave out on me, I have to get a lot more videos out now, so I'm just going to include it in this video. But yeah, so next is my new custom LEGO minifigures. They're not even really new anymore, because I actually made these quite a few weeks ago now, actually. But of course, again, haven't been able to show them. But I made their own little stand right here, and it is actually, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I've just been, kind of putting it off, because I was just like, I don't really want to make 5 figures. But yeah, I made the whole Guardians of the Galaxy. This is pretty much how they look in Volume 2, except for Groot. That's actually the Team Groot. I just made them how they're all going to look in Infinity War also. And now I pretty much have almost all the minifigures that I need from Infinity War, whether they're custom or actual LEGO. I mean, all these are LEGO, but of course they're not by LEGO. But yeah, so real quick, I actually built this completely by myself. Up here top, I just built a little mini scale Milano, which you can see on the back there. And then if I go real far back, you can see maybe there's some actual boosters back there. I don't know if you can really see them, but there are little trans blue pieces back there, and I angled the wings up, so yeah, I would say it did pretty darn good for that. And I put a little curved thing right there with Guardians of the Galaxy in their little font. Then right here, I actually customly sculpt out of air dry clay Rocket Raccoon's head, and then I actually had these mini Creo guys, which I used for his body to make him more actual size instead of just smaller minifigure legs that LEGO uses. And I used hot glue to make his tail, which I'll show the pictures of all these after I'm done showing them individually. I just used a LEGO little missile launcher type thing and drew on him, so he looks pretty good. His head, I think, kind of looks a little more like a bear. Yeah. And then Gamora, I know her her hair should be a little more flat. It's kind of poofy, but I even carved down her sword and made a little custom sword. And yeah, so I'd say she's pretty darn good. She's better than I thought that she was going to turn out. She originally kind of looked like Pepe the Frog, but I kind of fixed her up. And then Star-Lord, I originally had Star-Lord from this $20 Guardians of the Galaxy set from a long time ago, but I traded him away a long time ago, so I don't have the helmet or the blasters. But I did incorporate the blasters into it in a way. But this one is a lot more accurate in my opinion. I used one of my favorite LEGO face prints and everything for it. And then I, of course, drew the beard and the extra long sideburns and sculpted the hair customly, like I do a lot nowadays. But I don't know how well you can see this. You might be able to see a little better on the pictures, but I actually did paint on the blasters and his little feet flying boosters onto his ankles there on both sides, which you will see in the extra pictures a little better in a second. But then yeah, his jacket and everything, he looks pretty darn good. Drax was pretty darn easy. As you can see, I did all of his tattoos all around, even on his on top of his shoulders and everything, and I carved down some little blade pieces to make him look a little more sharp and menacing, like Drax's daggers do, and he looks pretty darn good for how simple he was. And then Teen Groot here, I actually used hot glue again to kind of bring out his chest a little bit to make it look a little more like has bark, and then I customly sculpted the top of his head to make it look a little more branchy, I guess. So yeah, so those are my custom Guardians of the Galaxy figures. I will now show the pictures so you can see them in better detail, or the pictures. So yeah, so not much on the back of them really, but a little bit. So yeah, so you can just see Rocket Raccoon's tail, and then the detailing on the rest of the back of the figures. So yeah, so those are all of my new custom figures that I made a while ago now. But then I also of course moved this around. If you guys notice, I moved all this stuff around. But yeah, so here is that before. So yeah, so just a little thing. It's pretty much just yourself, the bottom one, but then this is after, of course. But I also customized these guys. I've been wanting to for a while. Batman was pretty much good. I just had to color in that thing on his belt black, and then I did that silver highlighting that you can kind of see. But Joker, he was like way too neat and everything. So you can see before and after picture in just a second, but you can just see like he definitely needed a lot. But you can see I did the striping on his pants. I did all those. That used to just be purple, but now it's blue, his little undershirt thing. And I even made some revealing skin and messed up his makeup and darkened his hair a little bit, with some of his brown showing through, and kind of dirty up his suit, which you can't really see, but you can kind of. So yeah, so here's the before and after pictures of both of them. So yeah, so Joker I think is definitely largely improved. So yeah, so just moved all that stuff down there. But then also, I made a whole bunch of custom LEGO Star Wars ships. Most of these, I believe only a couple of them I got off of actual YouTube videos. The rest of them I just built by myself. So the first two are the biggest ones up here, which I actually used to have the green, like $40 set a long time ago of Anakin's green Jedi Starfighter. But this is a little mini yellow one with the boosters on the back and a little R2-D2 represented as a stud right there, but that's pretty darn cool for a little mini one. Then right there, of course, an X-Wing with blasters on each one and a little R2-D2 right there, which you can kind of see. But those are the big ones right there. And then right here I put a little TIE Fighter, and then right there I put a little Jedi, or Rebellion gunship, or whatever they're called, from like the prequel movies in the Clone Wars. And then over here, I believe this is the rest of them. But these are like my smaller ones. This one's kind of big, but this is the one, I can't remember what it's called. But it's like the first ever ship you see on Star Wars, the one that Darth Vader breaks into, and like kills all the rebels and everything. And R2-D2 and C-3PO escape from on A New Hope. But yeah, so then all the boosters on the back and the little blaster in the little front area. And then right there I have a little Y-Wing with a kind of gated, whatever you want to say, back booster parts. And then right there, this is like a Jedi Starfighter from like episode 2 in the Clone Wars and everything. Not as cool as the other one. And then a little Super Star Destroyer. I know it's very, very small for a Super Star Destroyer, but these are of course nowhere near scale at all. But then over there you got one of the little Naboo Starfighters, so that's pretty darn cool right there. And then of course this is the slave one. I angled back the wings a little bit, and of course that's the landed position. It flies flipped upside down. And then of course I have the little from a long time ago. I showed you guys these a long time ago, but the USS Enterprise back there. And then of course I have the big old Creo one, and then I have my Millennium Falcon back there, so that one's definitely my biggest one. Yeah, so then other than that, these aren't custom minifigures, but I've been wanting to buy this set for a while now. I waited until it came out, and then it's been out for almost a month now, but I actually just went and got it about a week ago now, or just about half a week ago now for me. For you guys, about a week ago. But it's one of the Infinity War sets. It's actually the cheapest one, which I believe is going to be selling pretty darn good, just for the minifigures and everything mainly. But it was only $15. It was called the Outrider Dropship Attack, and it actually came with one of the stones, a Space Stone, 2 Outriders, the new Captain America or Captain No Man, or I can't remember all of his names, Captain Without a Country, all that, and the new Black Widow. And yeah, so I will show those all real quick. But it came with 4 of the stones. 2 of them are just in my extra Lego bucket with the accessories bag. But one of them, it also came with 2 of the little holders for them. So one of them I put right there, and one of them I actually put in the little ship like it's supposed to. But so yeah, so that's that. But first I'll just go over the little ship. So if you want, I'm not gonna to save time, I'm not gonna show it and do a review on it or anything. If you really want to see all that, just watch a review or something. But basically all four of, like, both of the sides and both the windows actually come down, and then of course those are little stud shooters, and then it has a booster on the back. But I really love the coloring, all the cyan and turquoise and all the colors and stuff. And then there's even a little control panel on the inside that shows a little picture of, like, Black Panther's face and the stone, and then on the back there's the space stone. And then, of course, just a really cool little ship. Of course, in the in the trailer, you can see they're ginormous ships that crash down, so it's nowhere near scale. But, of course, it's kind of better because it's a lot cheaper for what you get. But the main reason I got it is, of course, the minifigures. So, first off, 2 Outriders. Really love the printing. Of course, they're not too accurate because in the movie they have, like, xenomorph-shaped heads, kind of. But that's how they look there. If you want to see them a little better, again, a review, or just search them up on Google Images or something. But you can see them decently right there. But they actually have 6 arms. In the movie, I believe they have 4, but I don't really know. But the printing's pretty darn good. And, of course, the new pieces on their back holding those extra 4 arms on there. So yeah, so 2 of them there, and then the 2 other minifigures. The main reason I got is the new Captain America. So now I have the comic book version, the Age of Ultron, or it's the Age of Ultron version, but it came in the little Civil War polybag set. But he has a little red triangle, so it's technically the Age of Ultron one. And then now the Infinity War one, which I really like, not only because I only have one of those hair pieces for the Batman v Superman back there in black, but I really like that. That's like the kind of Star-Lord color. Or what they're using for a lot of Chris Pratt's characters now. And I also didn't have any of those claw pieces, so surprisingly I have like every Lego piece I could ever want, but that was like the last one, so I finally got it. And this set actually came with 2 for him and 1 extra, and then the other set I'm going to show in a second actually came with 1 and another extra. So I have a pair for him, 1 for the other set to go on it, and then 1 extra pair. So those are kind of supposed to be representing his new like shields that he supposedly gets from like Shuri or something, that like kind of deploy and are attached to his wrists. Of course, they're not too accurate. I might make a custom ones in the future, but from the side, they look okay, I guess. But I do really like those pieces. But yeah, so you can just see I really like the dark brown and light brown mixing for the beard color and everything, and like how his star is all scratched out, and first one without a mask and everything, and actually I just really like that minifigure, and I think he's pretty darn accurate. He could use some leg printing and stuff, but he's okay. And then that's my custom Age of Ultron Black Widow, but now here's the Infinity War one, of course, with her blonde hair, and that's my only one of those hair pieces, not only in that color, just overall. And then she comes with her little lightning rods again. Of course, in the movie, they're like black taser rods, but in here, she looks like she's holding just, like, lightsabers without the hilts. But yeah, so a little more green for her vest than there is in the movie, so these aren't too accurate, but they are based off concept art. So what they did, I think, is pretty darn good. Of course, it's not near that green, but it's okay. But I actually do really like the printing. A lot of leg printing, and just overall really good printing, in my opinion. They used Jyn Erso's Lego head, and also on the back. Yeah, so, and then also, if you notice, I also, last day vlog, I believe I switched out these, this time, a couple days ago, I actually switched out these ones. So my Ninjago guys used to be in the front, and then Marvel, but I actually moved all my Marvel guys in front, and then those guys, back. And then those guys are up a little bit, and that's not because I like them more. They're not any of my really favorite minifigures at all. I just could not fit them anywhere else, so I just had to do that, which kind of bugs me, but oh well. So that one I did have to move a few guys over to fit my other Ghost minifigure, which you can just see his hat right there. And then the last of my Stone Soldiers, and then the Techno suits for Kai Jane Cole. But yeah, so the other side I was talking about right there, you can see the 2 minifigures. The main reason I got it, right there, the Kai and Zane from the Lego Ninjago movie. Of course, I have not seen it. I don't really want to see it, because it kind of ruins Ninjago. If you watch the show, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I just want those minifigures, because, of course, in Season 8, I don't really like how they're doing it, but they're actually changing the ninjas' looks from how they used to look like this, to their new looks. But I just wanted to get it, not only because it came with a lot of good pieces, but also those new ninjas, so I can have their suits from, like, the new series. Of course, they're not going to look that exact same, but, yeah, those hoods are actually 2 pieces. They've always just been 1 piece, but they're actually 2 pieces. because you can see, of course, they look like they wrap around a little bit more than those ones. But yeah, and then those double sword holders don't have any of those. I mean, I have double sword holders, but not ones where it holds them both on the same side. And then, of course, yeah, just all those. But the actual set is right here, just a little ninja training thing, which I actually really like the build of this thing. It was all different parts. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, but actually just to make it all more compact, I connected it all, but it still looks pretty darn good. So you have a little helmet right there, trying to represent Lord Garmadon. You just have a piece on the bottom, so it'd be like a Bozo clown thing where you could like knock it around and kind of swing, so kind of a cool play feature, but of course they're just for display. I don't play with Legos or anything. And then over here you actually have that piece, which I don't have any of those. Of course, now I only have one, but it's a double sword holder, but it's actually like connects into the block instead of like around the neck or anything, like on a minifigure. And then right there you got, it actually doesn't spin, which is surprising to me. But then one of the little, I don't know what you call them, the little mannequin spinner, whatever. And then right there, that was also one of my most wanted Lego pieces. That is my only one currently. Of course, no extras. But it's a little silver gauntlet pieces, and these are actually disconnected, or they're actually like staffs that you can disconnect, but of course I just keep them on the set. But if you take them off, of course they can hold that, so that is one of the other claw pieces I was talking about. And of course this set also contained a few new pieces. But then, yeah, the little silver gauntlet, which I really, really like, and of course minifigures can hold that as well. And then the little light and the script, I don't know, or the little scroll, I don't know if that means anything significant in the movie, but I don't really know. So yeah, so that's a little set. So both of those little Lego sets, that one is actually only $10. That was another reason I got that one, because I wasn't planning to get that. Unlike that one I've been planning to get for a long time, since I don't really buy Legos, I only collect minifigures, in pieces. I don't like buy Lego sets anymore like I used to. So yeah, so I got those. So that is all of my custom minifigures and Lego sets. But the other cool thing is they're having this promotion thing where if you bought a Lego Marvel Superheroes set, $15 or more, you actually got a free the free promotional Lego Teen Groot minifigure keychain, which I thought I could remove the keychain and just use them as my Teen Groot, because you guys know I made my custom one. But this one is, of course, keychain. You cannot remove it at all, and it actually goes through his whole body, so I didn't even try. I already have my custom Teen Groot, so I just kept this one up here on my key rack with all my other cool keychains, and I just kept them right there. So it said while supplies limit, or while supplies last, and I went to the self-checkout, but luckily somehow, I don't know if they got more sensitive, but I keep on, like, multiple times now. I also did it with the Thor Ragnarok, but I, like, slide it across, and I usually have trouble, but for some odd reason, I've actually been scanning it twice. Like, I go like, doo-doo. I don't know how it does it, but luckily I did it, because then, of course, the employee had to come over and cancel one of the scans, and then he saw that I was buying that, and he was just like, oh, we're actually having this, so I did getting it. I thought they were all out, but when he scanned it, it said $0, so that's why they were keeping it at the front, because if they kept it at the back, I thought you had to have an employee, like, check it in, but I guess if you just scan it, it's just instantly $0, so I don't know if other stores are just selling that, or if it's all, like, this promotional deal, but yeah, so definitely not a great minifigure. I do like the head mold, but the printing is pretty lacking. The back is okay, but just the main part, like, I do like the printing, but the leg printing, like, it just looks like it just, like, stops. Like, it's all good, and then just boom. And of course, that's just the regular minifigure with, from Thor's Weapon Quest set, just with the keychain added, so, but I do like how they tinted the teeth green in the new head mold and everything. Yeah, so that's it for Legos on this video, so, all that stuff. So now moving on to the next thing. Okay guys, so the next thing I wanted to show is a couple days ago my parents went to this little like teaching class about like some disorders like autism and just a whole bunch of stuff like that, and guess this guy there 3D prints fidget spinners, so I know they're a complete dead meme and everything by now. They have been for a while, but yeah, so you guys know it's my little box, keepsake box that I made here. And, yeah, so this is basically my ADD arsenal, but, yeah, so I still have nothing under the false bottom right there, but, yeah, so you guys know my main fidget spinner right here is, like, $17 with the little hard shell case and everything, and it spins for like 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And then all my other stuff, including my like Lego fidget spinner and just all the different little fidget toys and stuff I have. But this is the new one. Of course, MT is from Montana because that's where I live. And yeah, this is 3D printed. You can see, you can kind of see all the little grains in there. If it focuses on that a little bit more. But yeah, so you can just see all the little grains in there and everything. You can see some parts that did kind of hiccup or whatever, like right there. And my little brother actually got a lime green one. And mine has like that little indent right there. And then the little defect on his is like some of the little prongs or whatever you want to call them. Some of them kind of dip down a little bit, but mine, I think, or they seem like they're all the same. But yeah, and then you just put these little like ball bearings or whatever in each one, so they just move freely. And then he kind of made it like round in there, so they kind of still stay in but move freely. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like the spinning ride at the fairs, with the seats that go up and down and everything on the inside. But this one actually is a very good fidget spinner for being 3D printed. Of course, it looks weird on camera like fidget spinners do, but yeah, it actually spins pretty darn good. I haven't timed this one, but it's definitely not 2 minutes. Yeah, so, but overall, it's pretty darn good, and I really like it. And also, it's my only second 3D printed thing, because a long time ago, I believe back when I was in 5th grade, went to Starbase, and that is my only other 3D printed thing that I have. And of course, I colored it with permanent markers and everything, and I actually designed that on the computer. And I don't know what happened right there, but it was supposed to be symmetrical, and for some odd reason, that cheek just got cut off or something. So yeah, so that was a very cool little thing, and he makes them with a $180 3D printer, I guess. And yeah, and then he sells them for like $10, so they just gave it to him for free. And of course, I got a blue one since cyan is my favorite color, and then Bryson got a lime green since that's his favorite color. And cyan is a shade of blue. So yeah, so now on to the next thing. Okay, so guys, now on to my updated movie poster wall, and I know I usually give like my thoughts on each and every one, but since I have to really hurry up on this day vlog, I'm not really going to do that. I'm going to do it like completely different for this one. Some of them I'll go a little farther on than others, but most of them I will just go, because of course some of these movies I have watched months ago now. I just haven't been able to show them, but I believe where we left off last time is I got a new DC extended universe or cinematic universe, whatever, and then I made a new little Star Wars poster and added like the Solo poster and the like official Last Jedi poster and everything. But yeah, so that's where I left off with last time. But first off, I just want to talk about, of course, I've been, you guys, probably none of you follow me on Instagram, but if you do, or if you're my friend from school, of course you know this, but I've been, I do updates on, like, updates with screenshots and explain, kind of, do breakdowns on the trailer, but not on YouTube. I do them on, like, Instagram and everything, kind of like Mr. Sunday Movies, but I don't do them on YouTube. But I've been doing a lot for, of course, like, my 2 most anticipated movies of this year, which is, of course, Deadpool 2 and Avengers Infinity War, and Infinity War is, of course, my most anticipated movie of, like, the past 3.5 years or so. So you guys know the Comic-Con poster where it was like made up of 3 posters I did have right there, but I took that down, so I have my MCU, all the movies that have like big official posters right there. But now over here I have one of these, because not only have they released more than one trailer, they've released like 3 trailers now, I believe, for Infinity War. So that was a poster I was talking about. I included on this because these are all the posters officially made for Infinity War, and I believe these are all of them that are going to be made. But yeah, so I got the 3 compiled posters right there, making up that. And then right here I found this really cool one, and it just says like Avengers, which you can't read because it's very, very small, that little white line right there. And it just says like Avengers and then their name, and it just has pretty much all the main characters. Surprisingly, it doesn't have like Black Panther or anything, because a lot of people are saying, well, it's because he's not technically part of the Avengers yet. But technically neither is Doctor Strange or the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Spider-Man wanted to be, but he's technically still not a part of it unless he joins in Infinity War. But yeah, so it's just got all of the, some of the biggest characters in it with their new Infinity War sets or suits, and the only thing I don't like is how it's all black and then just red, for Groot. And then the first trailer, kind of the teaser trailer, the teaser poster, just with the A and then Infinity, and it said May 4th, because originally it was going to be May 4th, but also the cool thing is that, if you didn't notice, or see any of the updates that they actually moved it a week forward to April 27th, which is weird because like all the biggest Marvel movies are always released on May 4th, so April 27th is different. They're moving out of the blockbuster summer, moving it even earlier, it seems like. So yeah, so that that poster is not too exciting, but that I have been waiting for so long, the big official poster, and you can see they have tons of characters, like a lot of the characters, and Spider-Man right in the front there, and Tony Stark doing that little Marvel pose, but yeah, and then just the poster with the April 27th, still using the Avengers like in May, and then a lot of names at the top, of course. So yeah, so I just hung that up right there, because I decided to move my movie poster wall over here, because I'm like filled up down here, but so yeah, so that's all the stuff with Infinity War for now. But other than that, I believe last time, we're all the way down here, I believe last time we left off, either with I believe the Boondock Saints. I have, oh yeah, I have this right here, of all the movies I've watched since the last Life Update Day vlog. So yeah, so starting off with the Boondock Saints right there. I've been wanting to see it for a while. Has some big actors in it. Actually, really like that. It was definitely very funny, especially when the cat gets blown up and everything. But I believe I talked about that on the last day vlog, but just in case if not, then yeah. But anyway, Dallas Buyers Club, pretty sad movie, but also a pretty dramatic movie, and it was nominated for a few Academy Awards. That was pretty darn good. And then on Netflix, I watched the whole Oceans trilogy, Oceans 11, Oceans 12, and Oceans 13, and I know they are making Oceans 8 this year. Probably not going to go see that in theaters, but Oceans 11 was probably my favorite. That one was actually pretty good. Oceans 12 was okay. I just think it was kind of forgettable. And Oceans 13, I think, kind of revived it a little bit more and was better than 12, at least. The Edge of 17, I've been wanting to see it for a while. And, yeah, I finally got to see it. It has Haley Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson, and that was a pretty darn good movie. Definitely one of the better coming-of-age movies I've seen. And then, Peter Rabbit, of course, I gave my review on that on the last day vlog, and I, of course, it's not really that great of a movie. I just hung it up and went and saw it in theaters and everything, all just for big sentimental value and everything. And then The Iron Giant, this actually used to be, like, mine and my big brother's, like, favorite movie. We used to watch it all the time, like, way back, when we used to have it on VCR and everything. And I just hung up a poster for that. We watched in movies and genre, and yeah, still pretty darn good. And then right there, The Little Shop of Horrors, definitely one of the most weird movies I've seen, but I have definitely seen more weird. But yeah, some pretty big actors once again. And yeah, about a singing plant and everything, pretty good. What I was talking about earlier, Plan 9 from Outer Space, of course it was horrible, but I enjoyed it almost as much as The Room, very good. Yeah, some pretty funny lines in that, too. And then A Fish Called Wanda, currently, my movies teacher, Mr. Wowell's, favorite movie, and I finally got around to watching it. Pretty darn good, really like how the comedy moves along with the plot and everything. Of course, John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2 right there, got both the posters for that. Down here, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yes, I finally saw it, because it was on Netflix, and I was going to watch it. I believe Netflix, my bad, Amazon Prime, but then it got deleted, so then I, like, right as I was about to start watching it, so then I couldn't watch it, but then they, I can't remember which one, I believe it was Netflix, but one of them finally added it back, so I just made sure to just watch it, before it got deleted again or whatever. So yeah, so definitely one of my more favorite westerns. It's one of the highest rated movies of all time. Of course, it's got one of the biggest, western stars along with, like John Wayne, of course, Clint Eastwood, and I really like him as an actor, of course. Yeah, so then also I watched Crash, another Best Picture winner. That one was a very sad movie, but also, like, just very, very good. Almost got me there. Yeah, very, very good movie. I believe that was on Netflix, so definitely check that out if you haven't. The Tick, I just finally decided to hang up a poster for, so that's my custom-made poster right there. Just hung up for finally. Good Time, I heard that it was pretty darn good, but it was kind of like mixed reviews, but this one was one of the ones that the critics really liked, and the fans didn't. But I watched it, and, like, for parts of it, I was just like, I don't know. It has Robert Pattinson, definitely way better than any of the Twilight movies. Can't remember if I've even seen all those, but I forgot about any of them if I did. Yeah, but that was actually, like, the ending was actually pretty darn just sad, and, like, it was like a letdown, but in a good way. Like, it was just like, man, that just ended horribly, but in a good way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, definitely check that out. I believe it was on Netflix. It might have been Amazon Prime, but yeah, that was actually pretty darn good. I really liked the ending. But also a few movies that I saw but didn't hang up a poster for was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. One of the better, like, espionage Cold War movies I've seen. I just didn't think I really want to hang up a poster for it. And I believe that's all the ones that I didn't hang up a poster for. But then also, I don't know if I even showed these ones wherever they are. Yeah, so somewhere around here I have a poster for The Hurt Locker. But yeah, so some other movies I saw is Goodfellas, which I'll try finding those in a second. I think I took down some posters and hung up some posters elsewhere, and I don't know where they are, but I believe, oh yeah, I found one of them. So one of them I just put it up in a smaller poster because it's actually only an 8-minute thing. I actually saw it a while ago. It's just because, of course, it was back, it was like can't remember, oh yeah, 1902. So it was back before movies could even really be longer than 10 minutes, but George Méliès, A Trip to the Moon, one of the most iconic films of all time if you're into film and everything. And then The Hurt Locker, I have really been wanting to see that for a while now. Is yet another Best Picture winner, Jeremy Renner, Anthony Mackie, all them, and that was very, very good. Honestly, one of my most favorite war films of all time. Yeah, very, very good movie right there. And then somewhere around here is Goodfellas, which I will try finding as I do that. But for now, over to here, so Shape of Water, of course, the Oscars happened since last time. They were very good. I didn't really agree with how Dunkirk won all three of, like, the sound mixing, sound editing, and film editing, because I felt, and it was all up against Baby Driver, and those were the only three that Baby Driver was nominated for, and sadly, Dunkirk won all those, because I've seen all of Christopher Nolan's films, and I think Dunkirk wasn't one of his bests. It was honestly one of my least favorite from him, just the character development and stuff. But it was still okay, but I just feel like I just can't believe Baby Driver didn't win any of those. Like, not even, like, sound mixing or sound editing or any of that. And, like, just how it was, like, perfectly edited to the beat of the music and stuff. Like, there's not much movies that do that. And Dunkirk, it was just kind of war sounds. I don't think it was anything too special. But of course, The Shape of Water was my most wanted to see out of the Best Picture nominees. And last year, I actually watched all of the Best Picture nominees before the Oscars. So it's kind of a more hard choice. This year, I only watched about 2 of the nominees for Best Picture. I believe the day after the Oscars or something, whenever the day it came out on physical media, we rented it on Amazon and watched it. And that was very, very good. Definitely really love the music. Have added it to the playlist. Elisa's theme, I believe that's her name. And the main theme from the movie that won Best Score. But yeah, very, very good movie. Love the poster. Love Guillermo del Toro as a director. And yeah, another Best Picture winner. Wind River, heard it was really, really good. And I honestly watched it twice. It was on Netflix. I watched it once by myself. And then my dad watched the end of it with me. And then my mom and dad wanted to watch it. So I just watched it again with them. But Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen, based really close to us, about a true story, because it was Wyoming, which is just under Montana. But that was a very, very good movie. Really, really good, honestly. But yeah, so if you haven't, and also has John Bernthal in it, which I love him as an actor too. And then The Pirates of Somalia, probably haven't heard of this one, but this was on Netflix. My dad was just watching it one day. I can't remember the actor's name. Evan Peters. But he plays, like, I know Quicksilver on the X-Men movies and stuff. But it's basically about this guy that, like, does, like, articles on tissue paper and the paper, and eventually the newspaper, and eventually gets, like, to go write a story and everything about Somalian pirates, and goes over there and grows his beard and everything all crazy. And really like the poster, and that was actually a pretty good movie. I believe it's on Netflix, so if you haven't heard of that or checked it out, definitely check that out. And then last but not least, 300 there. You guys have probably all seen this poster. One of Zack Snyder's better films, along with, like, Watchmen and everything. Of course, now he's not doing as well as he used to, I think. Like 300 and Watchmen, and then now it's like Batman v Superman and all that. Yeah, so I believe that is pretty much it, except for, up here. You guys know I just had a poster for 10 Cloverfield Lane, since that's my still favorite out of this trilogy so far, even though they are making another new one later this year, called like, I can't remember, Overlord or something like that. But I just decided to hang up all three because during the Super Bowl, we got a trailer for the Cloverfield Paradox, and I thought it was just coming soon, but then Mr. Wiles said that he was watching the Super Bowl, mainly for the new movie trailers and stuff, and then he was just like, curse you, J.J. Abrams, now to stay up and watch Cloverfield Paradox, and I didn't even know that was coming out. I haven't heard about it. I knew it was coming out, but I thought it was going to be called, it was originally going to be called the Cloverfield God Particle or something like that, but all of a sudden it was just boom, and I guess it was actually out on Netflix. I thought it was just coming soon, but yeah, poster's pretty darn cool. It had quite a few actors in it. It was a lot like some of the Alien movies and stuff, but honestly, 10 Cloverfield Lane I think is still easily the best out of the trilogy, then the Cloverfield Paradox, and then Cloverfield. So we'll have to see how Overlord is, but they're planning a whole bunch of movies, so it might get worse and worse. I kind of feel like they're trying to make some big cinematic universe or something. But I do like how closely that tied into like the other two. Yeah, so the last one, oh, now I remember where it was Goodfellas, which is right here. So Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, film by Martin Scorsese. And for gangster movies, of course I've seen quite a bit. I've seen an insane amount of film. That was one of my more favorite, gangster movies, because it didn't seem like it was 2.5 hours, but it was. And also it was pretty darn funny at the same time, but it was funny. It was like how when you're watching Taxi Driver and you don't really know when you're supposed to laugh. Yeah, but that was pretty darn good. And also like the kid character when Joe Pesci's like messing around with him and he like calls him a name, and after he accidentally shoots him in the foot, and then he comes back and then he just like all of a sudden just unloads a mag on him, and I was just like, oh. Yeah, but believe that is pretty much it on my whole thing here. So happy to get that out of the way, that you can see how much films that is, just to add to my list of films that I've seen. So yeah, so that's my updated movie poster wall. Definitely pretty big. I can fit like 3 more right there. Then I think I officially have to figure out somewhere else to move to. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the updated movie poster wall. So now on to the next thing. Okay guys, so for the last thing for this day vlog is finally another Clash of Clans account update. Haven't done one of these for a while, but everything I promised on the last one, whenever that was, I did get done and even a little bit farther, but of course it has been quite a while, so I didn't make a list because of course I haven't done one for a very long time, and yeah, the list would be huge, but yeah, so you can just, like, if you look back on my other videos, you can see a lot has changed. Basically all of my wall is level 7 as I promised. And I'll explain that in a second, but then basically I got, I can't remember how much that wall was level 8, but now I got all of that around there and all of that around there all to level 8, so, about half of it's level 8 and half of it's level 7, and the only reason I have this little bit of gold wall right there and right there is because at my Town Hall level 10, actually, I just upgraded today, so I actually just a few hours ago got that wall, and I had a lot of gold left over, so I bought a few more defenses, which I'll show in a second, why they're so low level also. And then I basically just bought all my new 25 more pieces of wall and upgraded those. So currently they're level 5, but definitely by the next Clash of Clans account update, all that gold wall will be level 7, if not level 8. And same with those 3 pieces of wall, I just had enough to upgrade those to level 7 so far, but those will be level 8. At least by next time, but also same thing, same reason with that archer tower, just got another one, so it's currently only level 1, and same with that cannon, but I also bought a 3rd Dark Elixir drill, which is currently still building, it still has 9 hours and 10 minutes, but both these Dark Elixir drills, I know I haven't showed this yet, both of them are level 5, which that is a reason I finally decided to upgrade my Town Hall to level 10, because, yeah, that's a pretty big thing. It was level 9, because pretty much almost all my stuff was not either max level or max level for my Town Hall level, because all my stuff that's, like, max level period, is, like, is like all of like these three like collectors and everything, and then I even got like the 4 on the outside upgrade to level 10, so that's another thing. Same with these storages, level 10, and then all those ones are level 11, of course. But then for Town Hall 9, I got all 3 of those mortars upgraded to level 7, which is max level, so now they're like the dark gray instead, completely gold. That one's still level 4, of course. But then same thing with both these air defenses, level 6, both these ones are level 5. But then other than that, both of these archer towers were, of course, max level, so just on and on. A lot of the stuff was max level for my Town Hall level, so I just figured I should upgrade it finally so I can actually get upgrading my defenses even higher and everything, because I was pretty much where I could be. Yeah, my wall maybe could all be level 8 by now, but I think other than that, I think I was good to go ahead and upgrade it. But yeah, so for hero and troop upgrades, you can see those are the new upgrades. I can't remember who is all upgraded. My P.E.K.K.A.s are actually currently upgrading to level 3, so that's pretty awesome. And I can't remember if I showed that, but my rage spells are now max level, so my only max level thing on this base. And then my Archer Queen is currently upgrading to level 11, my Barbarian King is level 15, and then I have also joined the Crystal League, so yeah, that was my all-time best, so I dropped quite a bit. But then, yeah, so then Builder Base, same thing, of course the update came out, so now there is the new Town Hall level 8. So my Rage Barbarian, Sneaky Archers, and my Night Witches were max level, but of course the update came out, so now max level is like 16, I believe, or something like that. But I did get my Battle Machine upgrade to level 20, so now he has a little golden shoulder pad and band around his hammer. And his special power ability is, I believe, level 4, and I got the new troop, the Super P.E.K.K.A, so now I got all of the troops on the Builder Base anyway, and achievements I got a ton of. I finally got the 2nd star for the Expo one, Expo Exterminator. So yeah, so definitely been working on those achievements. Not getting insanely close to more quite yet. And then Builder Base, of course, I got that one for upgrading Town Hall level 8 and unlock Super P.E.K.K.As right there. So that's pretty much it for those parts and everything. But yeah, so that's my Builder Base. Of course, a lot upgraded. I definitely did not mention everything. Both those Wizard Towers are now level 6. Can't remember if I showed this last time, but if not, both those Wizard Towers are now level 7, so my Wizard Towers are definitely getting up there as well. So yeah, and then I also, along with my new Builder, or Town Hall level, I got the new, or a couple more air bombs, and Seeking Air Mines and everything, and another Skeleton Trap, although my other ones were level 3, which was max level until the update came out. Now max level is level 4. And if you're wondering how I just upgraded my Town Hall in one day, when it's supposed to take 12 days to upgrade it to level 10, basically clan games, it's like my new favorite thing in the game ever since it came a couple months ago. But the higher level, the better rewards you get. And one of the best rewards, in my opinion, is like the Book of Building, I believe it's called. Because you can, you can see all the magic items in here, like all the options and everything. Currently I only have one building potion, but all those books, so like, that's to instantly complete any, like, troop upgrade, hero upgrade, spell upgrade, or, I mean, that's troop upgrade, hero upgrade, any upgrade to, like, buildings and stuff, spell upgrade and so on, wall rings and everything, and then instantly fill all your resources and stuff. And then the potions and everything. But basically, I got one of the instantly complete any building things. So I basically just started upgrading it once I raised enough gold, which I was pretty much already there anyway. So I just had to do one raid this morning, and then I was done. And then I just upgraded it, and then used that, and then boom, I was just done like that. But the last thing on this base is, of course, I'm now level 103. So yes, I have passed level 100, which is awesome. So definitely I'm pretty good with everything, like not rushed with level or trophies or base or defenses or anything like that, I'd say. And then also, since I pretty much never use gems, like I always say, and just save them up and stuff, I have been spending a lot, and of course I get a lot from clan games now too. So I bought all of like the main statues. As you can see, I put them in the corners, which is really cool decoration, because the only other thing I have for decoration on this base is like a little American flag right there. So I bought the Mighty Hero statue, and then over here I got Statue of P.E.K.K.A. Right here I got the Mighty statue, which is the one with the Barbarian, and then over here I got the little Ancient Skull. And then onto the builder base, just to show this real quick. I just got my Archer Queen statue a couple days ago, so that is right there. And then I actually rearranged my base, because this is it now. So here is before. So yeah, you can see that before. But once I upgraded it, of course, I got a ton of new things, so I had to reshape it to fit all the new things in there. So this is, of course, after right here. So yeah, so it's a new Town Hall level, of course, level 8. And then I haven't upgraded my Star Laboratory. I haven't upgraded a lot of the new upgrade stuff yet, because a lot of it was max level, but now, of course, not. But I did get the new Mega Tesla. I'm currently upgrading my Multimortar to level 7, so I'll have, like, the gold gears and the gold band around it. But also I've just been upgrading. I got another air defense level 2, same with my double cannon level 2, and right there. And then, of course, I have my level 7 cannons, my level 6 double cannons, new barracks with a P.E.K.K.A. helmet on the top. And then, of course, I got 2 more army camps, which is awesome. So that's my new current attack thing, level 20 build battle machine, 40 level 14 rage barbarians, 20 level 14 sneaky archers, and 4 level 14 night witches. So very good attack, in my opinion. It works quite well. And then my little Gemini, which I don't think I've upgraded since last time. But yeah, so that's my new arrangement. And other than that, I've just kind of been upgrading things, not anything too huge. But yeah. But then, yeah, of course I got my third elixir collector and gold mine. Of course, those two are level 7 on both sides, but these ones are currently only level 3. But yeah, so that's my current thing right there. But yeah, overall, that is pretty much it for the update. So I didn't go into as much depth as I usually do. You can see I am getting higher on trophies there too. Yeah, so, but that's pretty much it, for not only this Clash of Clans account update, but for this day vlog. So yeah, that is pretty much it. This video is probably insanely long, longer than usual day vlogs. But usually I always try nowadays to do every other day vlog or so. Just like a classic day vlog where we just, it's like an actual day vlog where we just kind of film what we're doing in the day. Every other day vlog I try making like under 20 minutes, so the next day vlog will probably, hopefully, be one of those, because I try doing those every other one or so. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this day vlog. Make sure to stay tuned for Monday. We have a new series starting, that I accidentally deleted the first episode of that I was talking about, and yeah, but I got it all, half of it recovered, the footage, and then we just refilmed what we didn't have, and then I edited it once I got my editor back up and working and everything. So yeah, we can start that. That first episode is now all ready to go once again, on Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!